Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I'd like to discuss Chevy Bolts going on fire. So here it says that General Motors is warning some Bolt electric vehicle owners don't park them inside or charge them unattended overnight. Two of the vehicles had caught fire not before they were fixed under a recall program, but there was a recall program that people brought their vehicles in to be fixed, and even after they were brought in to be fixed, they went on fire. What's interesting here is that one of the vehicles that went on fire belonged to a politician in Vermont, because that's who you want to do a bad repair for, one of the politicians that's going to be shaping policies regarding electric vehicles and regulation of your company. So score. It says a vehicle owned by a Vermont state lawmaker who has backed the industry recently caught fire while charging in the politician's driveway, according to the Vermont State Police. It's a 2019 Chevy Bolt. It's a part of a recall of nearly 69,000 of the electric vehicles globally due to fire risk that was announced in November of last year by GM. Now, what's interesting here is that when you take a look at the charging current that's going to be available to these batteries. So I charge one of my electric bikes. When I am charging it at low wattage, I'm charging it at around 120. When I want a fast charge, I charge it at 900 watts. It's very rare that I do that, but sometimes I do charge that battery at 900 watts. It's a 14 series 9 parallel with 30 Q cells. So they can be charged that way. Most people in their homes don't have more than 1,500 watts available for charging their vehicle. A lot of people are just stuck with about 1,500 watts in their garage. Some people have a 220 volt at 30 amps. Even then, you're talking about like 6,000 watts around there that you're going to be able to get max. So for it to go on fire while charging at 6,000 watts when it's a 60 kilowatt hour battery, that's insane. So I'm charging a battery that's around 12 to 1,500 kilowatt hours. I'm charging somewhere around 1,500 kilowatt hours. I can charge that at 900 watts for years and no explosion from EM3 EV. But a 60 kilowatt hour battery charging at 1,500 watts, max 6,000, is blowing up. That's insane, because that's slow charging. What you're able to do at home with an electric vehicle is very slow charging. It's going to take you a day or 2 or 3 days to get up to the full charge of that vehicle. So for it to go on fire and to pull a unit pack power on you when it's being charged that slowly is ridiculous, because it's not even like you have the option to fast charge it irresponsibly. If I wanted, I could try to charge my bike battery irresponsibly at 3,000 or 4,000 watts, and at that point I'd probably see it go on fire. But I have that option. With an electric vehicle, you don't really have that option available to you, so it's really difficult to imagine how user error in this case could contribute to it at all. And the interesting thing here is that GM is one of the companies that funded this anti-right to repair initiative a few years back. So Massachusetts Question 1, right to repair laws, and I'm just going to keep putting this here so that more people can understand what's going on. When you look at the campaign finance law, General Motors, which is, Chevy is part of GM, put $5.4 million so that this commercial could be aired. And I want you to pay close attention to this commercial.
If Question 1 passes in Massachusetts, anyone could access the most personal data stored in your vehicle. Domestic violence advocates say a sexual predator could use the data to stalk their victims, pinpoint exactly where you are, whether you are alone, even take control of your vehicle. Vote no on 1. Keep your data safe.
This was fear-mongering garbage, and I'm going to play this, and I'm going to point out that GM, Toyota, Ford, Honda, and Nissan funded the creation of these ads as much as humanly possible. I noticed that right after the ballot question ended, that this website was scrubbed, this YouTube channel was scrubbed, and this ad was just taken away. But you paid a lot of good money to get this message across to consumers, so I'm assuming that you want people to see that. So I'm going to ensure that people can see that, and that information is not scrubbed from the internet. And I don't care if the videos in this channel wind up getting demonetized like my last one criticizing a car manufacturer, because lucky for me, I have a day job. So what's interesting here is that the unsighted potential for someone being raped in a parking lot is enough to justify not having independents do this type of repair, but the reality of your products going on fire is that enough to say that you shouldn't be allowed to manufacture a vehicle? I don't see a lot of EVs going on fire because of improperly performed battery repairs. But I see quite a few EVs going on fire for poor manufacturing and poor design. And I think that it's about time that we ask if this fear-mongering should go both ways. If a potential hypothetical situation is enough to say that we should be servicing our own products, isn't reality and actual electric vehicle fires enough to be able to say that you shouldn't be manufacturing them? Or, or in the words of my one of my favorite electric vehicle car reviewers here, Jeebs, or you could get a Bolt, but I'd rather walk. This vehicle did not go on fire at a fast charger. It went on fire at a slow home charger after getting fixed. So it was recalled for this. It was brought into General Motors, and they fixed it, and it still went on fire. So I think that some of these manufacturers should probably pipe down on their anti-right to repair rhetoric about how your house will be broken into and you'll be raped in a parking lot, because statistically speaking, it seems like it's more likely that the vehicle will burn your house down than it is that an independent mechanic will rape you. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something.